Hello, my brothers and sisters. Hoping your day is going fine. If not, I hope this message helps you. And this message is basically honoring the Father. Basically, meaning give more time to Him. Just chopping it up how you usually chop it up with people. If you don't really chop it up with people, if you like really like by yourself like that, is I would say it's going to be okay because like He will still give you people. Like He gave me people. I'm in a group now. Long story short, He gave me people. I'm working on it. And reading the Bible and studying the Word. Because I ain't gonna lie, I fell victim to no more like I was really just lazy because I would just read the Bible and just like not study it because like I never like studying. Studying was like not something I liked. But after you start to study it, you start to understand. You start to understand what God is trying to tell you, and once you realize what God's trying to tell you, you're like, oh, what? Oh, let me read it. Let me study a bit more. You know what I mean? It's just so that's basically feeding the spirit. You know what I mean? And it's basically give more time to God in the Bible more than you do on social media. And because like social media isn't that necessary. It's very important because it tells you much about the world and what's happening. Yeah, but I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying like other than like the very important things they tell you about the world, and obviously like little stuff that you like don't want to watch and listen to. Majority of this is all very much temporary, and you're given much time. Even I give a little too much time to social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if you know Instagram, but you get what I mean, the apps and all that. And during that time, we could still like talk with them, talk with God, or just even read the Word, study it, or do things in His name. You know what I mean? Because He gave me an instrument, and now I'm going to start playing music for God now. So it's crazy. But but going back to what I said about some things that we do for fun, it can be very distracting because we're not just doing stuff in the Lord's name and all that. And it is basically like feeding the flesh because as long as you're distracted from not doing what you need to do, for yourself and for God, then you're basically like listening to the flesh and all that. And I fall victim to that almost every day. You know what? Kind of like every day. I'm gonna be honest. Kind of like every day. But ponder on your situation in life right now, and like it's kind of like from like this one song that's from like the movie, The Prince of Egypt. I don't really like that movie, but the song was like, look at your life through heaven's eyes, basically. So like, look at your life from like Jesus' life, basically. You get what I mean? You start to see like, oh, okay, so I'm really like kind of distracted majority of the time. I'm not doing some right things. But but once you realize that, you'll start to want to honor the Father, and the best way to do that is giving Him your best fruits. And what I think giving Him your best fruits is giving Him basically like your worst fruits in a way, like what you do all day every day, like the things you love to do every single day. Like, you know what I mean? Like for me, it was playing a game. You know what I mean? Playing the game and like listening to the music, any kind of music didn't matter, as long as it sound good. And once I like surrendered and gave myself to to Christ, I realized that the game was like I was kind of like idolizing the game and seeing the game as my God because I spend too much time on it, and so I basically seen like the game as like my life. So like anything like I would have every single emotion in the game, whether it was good or bad. And so now that I gave my life to Christ, I was like, Lord, what do you want me to do with this game console? Because I'm giving my life to you now. And so now I'm I'm changing how I do stuff with the game now. And you'll see that later later in the future on my YouTube. I'm not self-promoting. I'm not. And if you remember earlier in the video, I said I'm playing an instrument for God. I never thought I would play a single instrument a day of my life ever again. Last time I played an instrument was like when I was like very early middle school. Very early middle school. I think it was me even earlier than that. I don't necessarily remember. But I like the instruments, but I never like saw myself playing the instrument. But once I gave my life to Christ, and once I stopped like giving the game so much time that I gave and put a limit on it, although if I'm being honest, I do not always fully commit to the limit that I gave myself. And that's a problem. But while just trying to become closer to God, he showed me that I could do so many other things by just like stop playing the game for a bit or forever. And he gave me an instrument, and so now I'm like, okay, so where I'm playing an instrument, and now I could like play for God and all that. So giving him your best fruits, and once you give him your best fruits, once you choose to, he will have your life change, basically, for the best, obviously, because I like playing my instrument. I really do. And there are times when I would like play the instrument as an excuse to not read the Bible. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I'll be trying to find excuses just like not to read, because I don't even want to read it sometimes. I'm gonna be honest with you, I sometimes just don't. And that's when the honoring part comes in, because this is what we need to do. You know what I mean? So he knows that I don't want to do this. He knows that you don't always want to do it, but we must honor him because there are times where God honors us through our faith and our works. For instance, fasting, spreading the word, and just being like a good representation of God, basically. Honor executes feelings because feelings is of the flesh. However, if you honor and worship and discipline your body, just had it, man. Honor. Honor executes feelings because feelings is of the flesh. And bro, why did I what's the nerves of that? Honor executes feelings because feelings is of the flesh. And however, if you honor, worship, and discipline your body so no temptation grows stronger than your honor and faith, then your needs and rewards shall be received. I hope this helped. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. It won't be easy. Yeah. So don't you probably think I'm a fraud to us. You probably thought like, oh, he lying. He don't play no instruments. He just lying. No. If you thought that song was bad, it was Mary Had a Little Lamb. So you basically saying God was bad. Yeah. And if you got a problem with how I play or something like that, pull up. Pull up with your instrument. Do not come to my house. But on a real note though, you can do stuff for real. Like I never thought I could play the viola. It's not a violin. I never thought I could play like the viola. That don't seem mad difficult. It still is, you know what I mean? But bro, as long as you literally got God with you, bro, you can do anything, bro. Like it's like with God, all things are possible. Bro. It's not like it's not just a saying, bro. It's like I'm really living it, bro. Like this is just one of like the small things I got that is very huge to me. But it was one of the things that I thought it'd just be impossible for me to do because like all that stuff, but God gave me an opportunity to do other things other than keep playing the game and just wasting my life away. You know what I mean? So like, bro, on a real note though, God, I got you, bro, for real, and definitely take that chance that God gives you, for real. On a real note. Have a good day.